Today we're going to demonstrate changing an 18-inch rear dirt bike tire using our classic tire changer. All of our tire changers offered by Nomar utilize waist-high bead braking. The first step in braking the bead is moving the rear block to where the yellow indicated dot is. The blocks are used as a press plate so I can safely rest my wheel on here. Rotors are free floating. The wedges protect the wheel, and the leverage of the bar allows me to separate the tire from the wheel, braking the bead. I'll flip the tire over, braking the bead on the opposite side. Now, because I'm using a dirt bike wheel or a tire with knobbies that extrude past the wheel on both sides, I'm going to remove the dog and cam blocks and switch them out with our rim clamp set. Because I'm dealing with a tube tire, I'm going to align the valve stem at approximately between 1 and 2 o'clock. I press the edge of the rim into the valley of the rim clamps, compressing them down. And then each rim clamp can be adjusted individually as needed. The rim clamps grip the wheel exceptionally well, prevents the wheel from coming out. The moon cut shape on the back side of the rim clamps is space for the actual knobby sticking up past the wheel. To remove the tire, I'm going to use our spray lube. I spray it around the edge of the tire, pushing down a little bit on the outer sidewall, allowing the lube to seep into the drop center of the wheel. Now, many dirt bike wheels will require you to use a tire iron to remove and install the tire. Some tires, you're able to use the mount demount bar, but depending on the width of the rim, you will need spoon bars if it's 1 3/4 or narrower. I'm going to start by inserting a spoon bar here, getting below the bead. I'm going to slowly kind of push the drop center, or tire into the drop center on the opposite side. I'll insert the second tool and kind of slowly pull them up and over. Go ahead and pull the rest of the top bead off. I'm going to leave the valve stem of the tube into the wheel, pull the inner tube out, rest it on the top of the spokes. Once again, use our tire irons. Many of the more difficult tires or stiffer sidewall tires may require a third tire iron. Depending on the amount of lube, I may or may not be able to pull this up. Insert another spoon. At this point, I'm able to pull the rest of the tire off of the rim. We're going to go put our new tire back on. Most manufacturers recommend replacing the inner tube. I do want to go ahead and wipe any of the excess spray lube that I have on the wheel off. going to take our tire paste used for installing the tire. I'm going to lube the top edge of this rim. It's going to allow me to push the first half of the tire on. Depending on your tire and wheel combination, you may not be able to push the first half on, and it may require using tire irons or spoon bars. Just like when I took it off, I'm going to leave my tube bunched up here on the top edge of the, or top of the wheel. Put a thin film of lube just on the inside rim of the tire. Cup the tube, and I'm going to try and attempt to push this on by hand without using spoon bars. Depending on your wheel and tire combination, as I mentioned, you may be able to push it on. You may need to use some tools. At this point, a lot of other people have used baby powder or some tube lube, and you can lube your inner tube up. You can also use our spray lube as well. I'm going to stuff the tube into the tire. You can continue putting the second bead of the tire on. You can use a couple of our rim savers, or rim protectors. I'm going to apply them over on the opposite side here of the wheel that I'm going to be starting at. This is where I'll be finishing the install and where the most pressure will be put on. Slide these in advance. I'm going to use 2. You can use as many as you need to. Using Pit Bossy tire spoons, tire irons, the round profile protects the wheel. It doesn't really apply a lot of pressure on any edge. I'm going to slowly work my way around the wheel, taking small bites. At this point, the opposite side is going to slide slightly, so I'm going to insert a tire iron in there. I'm going to hold it with my hip. Inserting the last couple of bites behind the tire rim savers. And at this point, the second bead is on enough where I'll be able to push the second bead down, pull the rim saver out. The second one I'll be able to fish out using the attached string.